I was gonna do a cartwheel, but I sprained my face. As the inbox video, it's the thing where I come out and make a fool out of myself, and then everyone goes home happy except for people watching, which is just me. I go home happy. Let's start off with some questions from the audience. If you guys want to, y'all want to get at me, is that what they do? Oh, it's a standing set now. I'm all over the place. If you guys want to send questions in, it is inbox@crit.tv. Send anything. We'll fix your marriage. I'll fix your computer. I'll fix you a salad later, and cuddle you. So this one's from Tim. Which Tim is this? There's a lot of Tims out there. Do you know which Tim? Do you know? Oh, this is the Tim.
Yeah.
All right, this is from the Tim. What's your favorite type of candy? That's the first question. I don't really like candy that much. I find it to be too sweet. If you take a look at my history, especially my dating history, you'll realize that I like bitter and surly. Business laptop. Best business laptop, question mark. Okay, I do like chocolate, by the way, but I'm not sure if that's it must be dark chocolate. If you go and you just type best business laptop into Google, you're gonna get Lenovo. And I have a lot of hard times supporting that company, because while they do a lot of interesting and innovative things, and they also make a good, physical laptop for business people, they have strange, operating practices. Like, for instance, they have something called the Superfish, which they did last year. They were installing some malware onto the system that basically tracked the user, and maybe they were doing that for marketing purposes. It wasn't exactly clear what they were doing with this malware that was installed, and they got called out for it, and they were like, because every time you reinstall Windows, it was there, and it would reinstall itself. It was like built into the computer. They were yelled at, but they've still been doing some weird things like that. It hasn't fully gone away, so that's kind of weird. And Lenovo also has a whitelist of parts that they allow in your computer, so if you try to put like off-brand parts or want to do some repairs, a lot of times that will just not work. So they're incredibly closed systems, and they do too many weird things. So I don't use Lenovo, and I usually recommend people out there to stay away from Lenovo. Having said that, ASUS makes decent laptops. The ASUS, they've got a new 14-inch one coming out here. It's on the screen. The B940. That's going to be coming out soon. Keep your eyes on that. It's very sleek if you need a little bit more power. Dell makes a few different laptops and that sort of thing. The Dell Precision 5510. Dell also makes some, laptops with Linux built in, which are pretty decent. You guys can check those out. And then the HP EliteBooks are all decent laptops. It depends on what kind of business you're doing. If you're doing like something where you need a tough book or a rugged book or a name brand, whatever, drop it and spill stuff on it, you're doing construction, contracting, whatever, you're gonna go for that. So I'm not gonna really cover those. But if you're doing just basic office work and you can get by with free software or open source software, take a look at a website called linuxpreloaded.com. They've got a lot of different recommendations for different vendors that will sell you a laptop decently configured, easy to upgrade, and comes with Linux pre-installed. System 76 is a really nice one here in the USA. They build decent systems, and you can get, Kaby Lake laptops with decently powerful graphics cards. You can get all sorts of different things, and you can get Linux on these laptops. You can also get desktops and stuff. So that could be a really good way to go. It's removing the Windows overhead as far as the operating system goes, and also some of the money you have to spend. So if you want Linux and you can use Linux, I do like Linux for business, but not so much for creative work and that sort of thing. All right, last one. Favorite color is black. Does that count? No.
Black is the absence of all color.
Purple. That's so dark that it's black. Did a loophole. Found a loophole. All right, thanks for that. Thanks, Tim. All right, next question here is from Comcast. Hi, this is Comcast. I believe you. I love your videos. You are the best. I believe you. Please keep up. Keep what up? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, just the letter O. Our data limit, aka data caps, do suck. I believe you. From Comcast. All right, thanks for writing in, Comcast. It's really interesting. Today we've got the Tim who wrote in, and now the Comcast wrote in. All right, now this one's from the Steven, the only important Steven out there. Hey Logan, is the Zweihander game still happening? Any recent updates? If you have not seen the latest episode of the Crit Show, go take a look at that. We put some updates in there. We have a Kickstarter coming out probably in about a month for this game. I'll give you guys a 2-second synopsis since this is going to be a long video already. The bottom line is this is a 2D game in a 3D world. Our hook for this game is that it's a sort of a Metroidvania style action RPG in a world that's fully 3D, fully realized, except you're locked to a 2D spline for 2D gameplay. But when you come to a crossroads, like you're in the middle of town and you say like, hey, I really need to go to the potion shop. Well, you come to a crossroads, you press your tab button and everything shifts and now you're walking north on that 2D spline north. And that'll be great for different quests and that sort of thing where you're like, I can go the front way and go up the mountain to get to the cemetery to fight the boss. Or I can go the other way and go, across the bridge and whatever through a little town or a meadow. And, there's different paths and each one of those paths will have different things depending on what's been instanced in the game. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for it to come out so I can play it myself. I'm making this so I can play it. I don't care about anybody else. No, that's awful. When you sit down and make something that you want to play, I think it's usually a more true product than like when something's just a derivative thing that's created by a company specifically to market to 17-year-old boys or whatever. And that's the thing. This is something that I want to play and I hope you guys want to play too. And we're going to make it awesome. All right, this is from Gus. Gus says, what camera do you use to record INBOX.EXE? It's phenomenal, and I'm wanting to try it out. Great videos, mate. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to walk over here and show you what we do, because this is the easiest way to do it. Behind me right here, looking at me, that's a Panasonic GH4 that's been damaged in customs because, they broke off the little thing that attaches the flash or covers the flash. We're running this in 4K, and then we've got the Metabone's speed booster in front of that because we have an EF lens. That's the Sigma 18-35. That's their new art lens, and it's beautiful. We also have the 50mm art lens. Below that, we've got a little Saramonic unit to control the audio because the audio input on the Panasonic just sucks. And this helps, but it still has to run through the Panasonic because I'm too lazy to run on a recording board right now, or just don't have it all set up. Got an XLR going into that, and then it feeds out into the GH4. And then we've got these two flapjack lights here that are beautimous. I like these two lights. They're very glowy and soft. And then hanging right up above me, we have just a Rode NTG. I think it's a 20. I don't forget what it is. But this is the just one of their best shotgun mics. And I like the directional mic like this for this kind of a video because it doesn't pick up a lot of the background. Cardioid's nice, but a nice directional mic is what I wanted for this sort of a video. This next one is from Ghost Rider. Sure.
The Ghost Rider?
The Ghost Rider. Hi, do you believe in Ghost? Why is it all caps? Do I believe in Ghost? I think this is The Ghost that wrote this in. The Ghost. So not S, Ghost with an S, but just Ghost. That is a big question that I didn't prepare for. There's a lot of different things that we could go into with this. I guess I believe in Ghost. I believe in Ghost. No. No, I don't believe in Ghost.
Do you believe in Space Ghost?
I believe in Space Ghost. Coast to coast. Next one is from Miguel. Hey man, I'd love if you could recommend an upgrade. I'll give you Portuguese beer. I really want that Portuguese beer here, but okay. If you really enjoy jazz apples, throw them in the trash and upgrade to Matsu apples. Much more delicious and satisfying, and they have a nice crisp texture with a hearty skin that's reminiscent of a Bosc pear. How's that for an upgrade? Give me Portuguese beer. Okay, last question. We're gonna get a little bit nerdy. Hey Logan, thinking of using a dryer duct hose to pull fresh air from the outside of my gaming PC and to vent the exhaust outside. Do you think this would help keep the PC cooler and the room cooler? Ooh, in summer my room gets over 110. I use two AMD R9 390s, both OC to 1130 megahertz on the GPU clock. The CPU is water cooled with an H100i. What is your take on this? Have you tried it? What happened when you did? Okay, I've not tried this. My one concern is, is where do you live? Because this sort of thing, having a colder environment or a cooler environment will actually help your PC because the PC, if you're using fans, even the heatsink, it's reliant upon some fans to move some air across those fins. And if you're giving it hot air, it's going to have a harder time cooling despite the fact that the fans are running. You can always ramp up the fans and get it buzzing really loud and turn them up to 100 or 2200 RPM or 2100 RPM or something ridiculous, depending on the type of static pressure fans that you're using on that system. That can help a little bit, but really cold air is going to be the trick. Now, if you want to do this sort of duct system where you're running everything through the outside world, you need to make sure that it is not humid out. If you have moisture and rain and humidity, your computer's going to be sucking that in. You're going to want filters in front, of course, to make sure you're not sucking in any crap. But, if you're creating a humid environment inside your PC, you're creating an environment where your PC is not going to last very long. That's why PCs in Florida, sorry guys, it's just not going to last that long if you're playing games in Florida, especially outside. If you're in a colder environment, or if it's somewhere that's like really snowy, that's usually going to be lower in the humidity scale. Otherwise, you might want to try to run this through an AC duct or something. If you have an AC duct anywhere near there that you can run this hose to, that'll help. And also help cool down your room. It'll come into your PC and exhaust out the other side, set up a push-pull that way. That could be an idea, but without knowing your exact setup, it's hard to make specific recommendations. I've even had somebody say that their computer in their room was so hot that what they did all summer long was they just kept the ice machine running. They kept a bucket. I believe this is Max, our old editor. Kept a bucket of ice beside their computer, and this is really stupid, don't do this at home, but he ran the tubing into the bucket of ice on one end and out the bucket of ice on the other. And though the tubing wasn't pulling the ice water, it was just the tubing was residing in the ice water, so therefore it was getting cooled as it went through there, and it worked to bring his temperatures down by 4 or 5. So that can help as well. Ultimately, without AC, damn, that sounds really hot, man. Just get AC, get a window unit, get something. That'll be the biggest thing that you can do. Anyway, that's the end of the inbox video. Let me get a drink before I tell you guys because this is important. Inbox at Crit TV. Remember,